FMVGames! Oh, it's explaining
God,
other
what's
things!
going on?
Someone turned on my sound! I knew it was you and Anais, so we knew it before!
I'm
Welcome,
sorry.
friends of all designs!
Good start, man. Okay, what are we up
To
to now?
FMVGames.
What, episode 9?
Yeah.
So we've had 9 chances to not screw this up.
Oh.
9
That's my bad.
appropriate entries. I thought it went swimmingly. I don't know what you're
This is
doing.
what happens when you add someone.
I am Paul.
Mm.
And this is FMVGames starring Paul.
Yes.
Also,
I am James.
no, this is Anais.
Oh. I'm Anais. Hello.
Her hair is purple.
It is.
James has a dumb bacon hat.
My bacon hat
Which persists.
is a fan favorite. Why the silence? Why? But are you saying the fans don't like my bacon hat?
I'm saying that you're terrible acting. It's starting to show up on the wrong note. It's what a week in video games. I am tired. I have been moving.
Why
my
are you
house.
tired, Paul?
I just said it then. If you weren't doing your bad acting, you could have just responded to the actual discussion at hand. Anyway, I've been moving house. I haven't had access to the internet. It's been tough.
Mm.
But I did find time to play the Battlefront beta.
I wanted to play
Good.
the Battlefront beta.
Because you
What?
failed at the internet.
Yeah, I tried to install it on PS4 about 10 times.
And why didn't you try to
Really?
install it on PC?
Because I didn't actually even think.
It was so easy to get codes. I put it on
Yeah.
Xbox and PlayStation 4.
So you played it on both?
Yeah.
And not PC?
No.
Okay, so, alright, I can contribute very little to this apart from the installation process that failed for me. So how about you sell me on
Well,
Battlefront?
I didn't play it on PC.
Yep.
Because currently I am on a little stable desk was just on one pole. So if I use a keyboard and mouse on it, it just wiggles around a lot. So I use the PS4.
Yes.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah. It's okay.
What?
It's got problems.
Yeah, it's beta.
good. It's
Beta.
good. No.
Although it is coming out really
it's
soon.
not that far away.
Yeah, true.
Major problems, and we'll get to what I think are major problems.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be fixed.
No,
This
I
is-
don't either.
We're going to go into this later, but just think about how awful the Battlefield Hardline beta was. Then they even delayed the game to make it better.
Mm.
And James, does the game still suck?
Okay, did it change much from beta? No. I think that's the answer to
Anyway,
the question.
back to Battlefront. Back to Battlefront. Okay, so what did you think of the beta?
I liked it. I really liked it.
How much time did you put into it?
Not as much as I wanted. I think like 5 hours.
That's a good chunk
That's
still.
more than I put into my game. So
Yeah.
there was just the straight up team versus team multiplayer, and then
Yeah.
there was the Walker. Like, were they the only 2 modes? Oh,
Yeah.
there was just a single player, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was like a single player thing which like introduced it
I didn't
to
try.
So what?
Right.
Okay, what was
yeah.
the single player like?
There were just like 6 waves, like a few different
Like a horde mode style
yeah, and then you take down an ATST
Mm.
and you collect like I don't know, the things that come out of the sky, the capsules. So it's pretty basic.
The,
It's just an
the
introduction.
pods, the same thing you do in the...
Yeah,
okay.
the pods. But yeah, and then there's the 2 multiplayer maps.
Cool. Okay, so... Give us some thoughts.
Well, I liked it. The graphics, I think, were nice.
The
Better than
graphics
what
are
I
nice?
expected. It was just fun. Like, it's Star Wars. And it had, like,
It's-
the music. I was, like, totally being like, oh, my God.
So
Like-
they sell Star Wars? Like it feels Star Wars?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think so.
It's very Star Wars. The sound effects particularly are fantastic. Feels like you're shooting those. It doesn't, like I thought, to me it doesn't feel like Battlefield Star Wars. It does feel like it's a different game.
Yeah.
For better and worse in some parts.
Okay, that's good. Because, I mean, I'll go into it more later, but like Hardline definitely just feels like Battlefield. And
Yeah.
I was worried that this would just be, well, you know, it's Star Wars, but Battlefield.
Some people still say it's very Battlefield. They're like, it's Battlefield Star Wars. But, I don't know.
Okay, jumping into a bunch of things. Okay, one of the things that I think is really, really bad in the game, especially in the normal just team versus team, which is basically you're holding points. These pods come down, you hold the point to get the point for your team.
Sounds like Battlefield.
Yeah.
Control point style stuff.
Control point style. The spawns are terrible.
Yeah. Everyone's complaining
So
about that.
how do the spawns work?
They're just...
They don't?
They're just everywhere. Like, the amount of times that someone would just spawn directly in front of me and I just got a free kill
Oh,
Or
okay.
The amount of times that I would spawn directly in front of someone else and I would be dead before I even had a chance to do
Yeah.
anything. Like, okay, that's kind of shit. Well, no, Mr. Producer, with your spawn camping. There's no camping to be done because it could be anywhere.
It just picks a random space on the map.
That's not quite true. In this mode, in the Walker mode, you do spawn depending on where you are up to in the progression of the AT-AT. You do have spawn points, but they're not protected. You can just sit there shooting at the spawn.
So the traditional Battlefield way is you've got your spawn points and you can spawn on squads.
Yeah, you can still spawn on squads here. Or you can spawn on a person at least.
Yeah, is that the partner thing? I had no idea what that was. I'm like, oh, okay, I have a partner now.
Well, the good thing about, because when you spawn on a partner, especially when I got in there as level 1, I just got my partner's gear.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I suddenly got I had little jump jets, I had like a different gun. I was like, oh, I've got all these special abilities. This is great. The thing that took me ages to understand was the power up token system. And if you're watching the footage, that's what I was doing there. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, frankly. Probably anyone that's played the game since. This is like the first time I've played this.
No, it's just on...
You were really frustrated.
This is PS4,
It's a little bit overwhelming.
Yeah, you don't like walk up to a vehicle and say, I'm going to get in here. And look, here's a nice bug of Skywalker dying.
Nice. Using the Force levitate there.
Yeah, it's good. Just having a bit of a sleep. You don't walk up to a vehicle and enter it. You pick up tokens that spawn on the battlefield, which is good. It moves you around.
Which are pretty random.
Yeah, and apparently the Dukes go in the same areas, but I don't know. I wasn't used enough to be able to do that. And then you use the special ability to control the laser of the AT-AT for a while, or fly a plane. See, I pissed off a bunch of people there. No, plane it is. And, lay down turrets or. There are a few other pickups you could get, wasn't there?
Well, you could be Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker, which I only got once and was epic. And
so is it one at a time with that?
Yeah.
Okay. And how do you become Luke or Vader?
You pick up the token and then you push left one and right one.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And you can choke people and throw your lightsaber at them. It was epic.
Nice.
Oh, my gun got really hot there. But
by Ant-Man 360.
Yeah, Ant-Man killed me a lot, actually.
Hate that guy.
Ant-Man knew what he was doing, as opposed to me, who did not know what he was doing.
So how's the sound?
Well, you already said that. It's perfect.
It's good?
It's cool.
Yeah, okay, good.
It's always good. Battle... Anything Star Wars generally has good sound.
Well, DICE do fantastic
sound. Amazing
so combining those two.
And in the single player, the music gets more intense and stuff as, the game gets more intense, which was fun.
Now, I think it is good.
What kind of rifle's that? That's look like a Gioldi rifle.
Yeah, I get one shot at a time with it, and then it's like a special ability. It's like I push left one to pull up that sniper rifle. I take one shot, and then it needs to recharge. It's kind of weird. That's where it's it's not Battlefield. And I can't actually say if it's Battlefront because honestly, I didn't really play Battlefront ever.
Is there any ammo in this?
It overheats.
Yeah. Overheats.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I didn't like the whole card thing. Is you want to play a beta and experience it fully, I guess. But it took me a while to just unlock all that stuff, and now I've unlocked that stuff. I'm like, oh, the beta's gone now.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't unlock much.
Yeah,
I did level quite quickly, but I didn't actually get much from it.
Yeah,
it was it's fine. I think will be fine, but I don't think it's.
Did anyone fly an X-wing?
Yeah, I did.
All right, how
terribly.
Was
that? It's I don't know. I think it was just terrible. Third person, I think, because the first time I did it, I flew straight into an AT-AT, just because the perspective was weird. I'm like, oh, I must be close to shooting it, and next minute I'm crashed into it. But yeah, it was hard. I just kept going around in circles trying to find stuff to shoot, and it's just a bit confusing.
So this mode has massive complaints about being incredibly unbalanced.
Yeah, totally.
Because the Empire always wins, except for when I play it, in which case whichever team I'm on loses. So that's what I found. Basically, because all the Empire has to do is keep pressure on the rebels.
Yeah. And
the rebels actually have to achieve things to stop the walkers. One thing, I don't think it's true anyway, at least in the, I played, I don't know, 4 or 5, it's seriously pretty even. But I don't have a problem with unbalanced scenarios.
Yeah, I did like a couple of times when I was like rebel. It just kept spawning in really bad places and just kept constantly dying. But we did like eventually win. I just died a lot.
Well, spawning still like you need to do the classic thing of the spawn being a safe area that the enemy can't. Because it's what's the point of just being able to I get shot the second I come into the game.
Which is frustrating.
At least there isn't really a countdown to respawn. You can
which
respawn
is good,
quick.
which is nice.
Yeah,
you can change
it does
weapons
keep the numbers feeling, especially if you're spawning in a partner, you can keep coming back really, really quick.
Yeah.
So with the balance thing, because in Hardline there's some mode where it's like you're throwing yourself against a force, and what it does, it makes it time based, and then one side has unlimited lives and the other doesn't. So if you're in the advantageous side, there's only so much you can do before you can lose. So that could be a way that could potentially fix that balance.
Maybe sometimes there's like things unbalanced. Here's the thing, people. Not everything always needs to be balanced.
No, sometimes it's actually really
original fun. AVP. No. So not original AVP because there's so many games called AVP. Rebellion AVP 2000, completely unbalanced multiplayer. Fantastic, because you know what? A Predator should kick everyone's ass.
And then they try to balance it.
Yeah, and then they balance it for two. It's like, oh wait, now a Marine is worth an alien.
Giant
and worth
Citizen Kabuto? That didn't need to be balanced.
No, it didn't.
What do you think? What? The balance thing.
With balance, with a game, does it need to be fair, or can it be unbalanced because that's just what the scenario is, and that can be fun on its own?
Well, no, I think it needs to be balanced because you have no control over what side you're on. So what if you keep being on like the rebels and constantly losing?
We have a choice of whether you play that game mode.
Yeah, I guess.
And you finish a map, and at least when I played, I always just alternated sides.
And I'm like. Leveling up, you need to be on the winning team to level up quicker. So losing all the time.
Yeah, there we go.
That brings me into my other point. Fucking hate leveling up and custom loadouts and all that shit. Fuck you, games. Let me just play a game and have all the shit. Jesus Christ. I'm old. I like weapon pickups on the ground. I like my ammo. I like knowing where the railgun is.
When someone dies, you can pick up their stuff, right?
Not in this.
No.
Oh, you can't. That's one of the classic Battlefield things of like, you might not be leveled up. But if someone dies, there's a kit in front of you, you can pick it up and still use it.
There's only really one gun in this as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's final.
There's like a basic blaster.
Yeah, I think that will be final. And then like one of the cards is like a sniper rifle thing that was pretty shitty.
Yeah.
Whatever. The other thing people have been talking about, they're saying it's casual. Like it's designed for casuals. What are your thoughts on that? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Good people kick my ass. I could get some kills because people spawn in front of me sometimes.
Yeah.
But I always find this weird where they go like, it's something casual. They go like, oh, it's too accessible.
But what does that mean?
It's like, oh, you mean like it doesn't suck for the first 5 hours?
Something like if you want something to be not for casuals, well, it's just as long as it has a high skill cap, it's going to be some kind of like high level play in there.
You can certainly get good at it. You can certainly
if they'd taken Battlefield and they made it giant hitboxes that auto aimed, and they'd taken out that skill element, then maybe you can say they've turned this thing into a casual game. But as long as there is that room for really high skill players to like dominate noobs, then why is it for casuals? Because it's not aiming down sights. But there is aiming down sights, right? They're going to take that out. Yeah, that is in there. But I don't like what about it. What about it makes it like for casuals? Like, what is the thing?
Like, I didn't get it. Maybe I don't know because it's easier to pick up than Call of Duty. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, I like casual stuff. That definitely is more what I find out. But
if they could just put in a bit of Bejeweled into this,
but you take Quake.
Some in-app purchases.
You take Quake 3. Yeah. Like Quake 3, there's not a lot of complexity there.
Oh, super casual.
to the mechanics, so therefore it's casual. Oh, I don't know. Like
that said, games like Battlefield Hardline don't actually. You could say that they are more casual than Quake 3 because there isn't that super high level play. Yeah. Like, maybe we're just completely off mark. Maybe because it has more systems and it's like, all I have to do is pick up the 80-80 thing and push left 1 and left 2 and, I've got all this power now. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe
you don't have to work for it. You don't have to get a 20 kill streak to bloody, I don't know.
Do they have any of the kill streak stuff in there?
Do they?
I think so. Or maybe I just picked up some shit and didn't notice it.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe. I don't know. I can't remember. I don't remember getting anything. You just get more points, like unlocks, like level up.
Liam on the chat cannot eat my hat.
Oh.
That's great. Let's talk about the hat some more.
Yes, please.
I should have brought some... No, I'm not doing it. So, otherwise,
Mr. Producer.
James has been playing another game, but we're going to talk about Battlefront some more. No. Battlefront. We'll see. I think it's a solid 8 out of 10.
No, okay.
I liked it.
Here is the question: did it sell you on the game?
Totally.
No.
Okay. Well, it sold me, and I didn't even play it. I knew I was going to buy the damn
I was
thing.
like kind of excited,
Yeah.
but now I'm like super excited.
Yeah.
I admittedly just wanted, I suppose I actually kind of wanted it to be a bit more Battlefield-y. Like, the fact that I'm, like, in the Rebels hangar, there's a bunch of X-Wings there, and they're just to look at. And like, why can't I get in?
What would
Well,
you rather look at though?
No, but I want to be able to get in there.
Isn't that going to be the
You
DLC?
can with the pickup.
You're
No,
gonna...
no, you can get it.
Yeah.
Like, you still fly them, but it's just like, there's so much stuff in the world that isn't...
Oh,
Yeah.
like you walk into the hangar, you can see them, like you want to jump in and take off. That's what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. But and when you do want to fly one, it's like, oh, I better go get the little spinning up token on the ground and push the X-Wing
It's because they
button.
turned it something for casuals.
Stupid casual game.
Filthy casuals.
Filthy casuals. Hot. Whatever. Battlefield, Hardline. James
Yeah.
played it for some reason.
Yeah, so I mentioned that I failed spectacularly to download Battlefront. So I decided instead to play Battlefield Hardline because I like to be on the.
And how did you
the
acquire
cusp.
this?
I bought it on PlayStation Store on sale
For how much?
like $30.
For $30.
30-something
$30 of his human dollars.
Yeah.
That said, if you're on Xbox One, and you go EA Access thing, whatever the hell they call it now, that subscription EA thing, which is like $5-6 a month.
Yeah.
No, not they got EA Gold, or no? It's EA.
I thought it was.
It's access to the Vault. It's an extra subscription, not live
I didn't
Gold.
know that.
No, EA had their own shit, and you get access to their Vault.
So does Vault get you keep it? Or is this why you subscribe?
It's just while you subscribe. You go but they just keep adding stuff each time. It's not like a thing per month. It's we just keep adding games to the Vault, so all the EA games in it. And Battlefield Hardline was so super successful, it's already in the vault. So go spend your $5 and play it for a month.
There's only 2 of the DLC packs out for Hardline.
Yeah.
There's actually there's another 2 more coming. Like they
Part of the season pass.
yeah, part of the season pass. So
Well, maybe that's why they put it in the vault. Maybe
Yeah.
they want people in there
To try and get
they're
people
trying to get them
into-
to do that. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. I'm not going to buy it. I don't have an Xbox One either. If you buy me an Xbox One, I'll buy a DLC pack.
Yeah,
So
so-
Hardline, I promise.
Okay, there you go, EA. You want another sale? Just send Xbox One this way. 4 of them, please.
As long as it helps the metrics. Anyway, you're trying to talk about
Yes,
Battlefield Hardline.
Hardline that I picked up.
So is it very sensitive to current issues with police?
No, not at all. All right, so I'm going to talk about this in a few different phases because it's a very confused game. The bit we're kind of showing up at the moment is probably the more actiony part of it.
Why did that girl have a drop shadow?
I don't know. It
It wasn't a real shadow. It was like they faked a shadow behind her for
This
a
is
second.
the part of Battlefield Hardline which is probably the most uncomfortable for me. So, police violence is something which is kind of topical at the moment, especially in the US. There's a bit of an issue with that. And so making a game about you playing a police officer that's going around murdering lots and lots of people, not so great.
But they're all bad.
But they're all bad. And you kill a lot of them. This part is actually like only a small chunk of what the game actually is though. So I've played maybe a third of the single player campaign so far, and it's done a pretty decent job at letting me go with non-lethal takedowns.
What in what sense?
In that you have to actually sneak up and like you flash your badge at them.
Okay.
and
Because I know they had that, but I know when people like non-lethal takedown, they're shooting them with tranks.
Yeah.
You know my thing with that, how that's
yeah,
bullshit.
yeah, because-
they're still choking to death
yeah.
on their own vomit.
So there is a trank gun in this.
Boo!
But the trank gun is very, very close range. So, you know, like when the trank gun is like basically synonymous for the pistol and it means nothing, this game isn't that. Like, if you want to take someone down with that thing, you got to get really close, and the
Just like
recharge...
right into the neck.
and the recharge is really slow. And melee does not count as a stealth takedown. Like, if you just run up to someone and beat them with a nightstick, no. That's them, they're dead. Like, that's not arresting.
But you got to walk up and you're going to be like, James!
Yeah, you're like, freeze! And then they stop. And then if you actually have a few people, you've got to kind of manage where you point your gun as well, because they only freeze for so long. So you need to go up and arrest them, and then when that's done, you need to kind of point your gun again at the people around you.
Is it like spinning plates?
It is a bit like spinning plates. Unless if your partner's there though, she'll actually help you out. So she'll point the gun at other people and kind of keep them under control. So it feels like I'm arresting people. Like it does. Like
What happens when you're no longer a cop?
Well, I'm not at that point yet. I think that's probably going to get really weird.
Are you sure you're a third into the game?
I thought I was about a third.
Are you sure you're not in the tutorial?
I don't know. I've done quite a few. I've done episode 3. I've finished, and each of the episodes are quite lengthy. Like there's probably a good 40, 50 minutes in there, and the campaign's not that long.
Do you go down to Juarez?
No, or what?
Juarez, I mean.
Juarez? No, I haven't. So
that's a good game.
You've got
Gunslinger?
Yeah, I know,
that was a real good one.
That was it wasn't so great.
Yes, it was.
Wait, no, which is the drug one? That was a cool.
No, that's Cartel.
Cartel is the one I'm thinking.
No,
of.
Gunslinger's the cool.
Yeah, that's the good one.
Yeah, that's the arcadey awesome one.
So,
great game there.
So I'm trying to pick when I'm playing this, what the game's going for.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it wants to be a cop drama. And there are splashes of gun violence when I get into it. And if you take this into some kind of 80s cop drama, that kind of makes sense. Because that's what those movies were. You're a cop taking down lots of bad guys, or watching a cop take down lots of bad guys. These days, that doesn't happen as much. And I don't quite understand why they didn't just just put it in the 80s.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, because they even mention it. They even mention it at one point and say it's going to be like the 80s all over again. Well, why not just make it the 80s and just run with it? But they're trying to get in that kind of battlefield seriousness that I don't know why. Why not go Bad Company? Just go a bit quirky.
Because they stopped doing Bad Company.
They stopped doing Bad Company. And while
for some reason, it's the best one.
And while they're being kind of serious about it, the main character's walking around the station wearing body armor. So I don't it's already got some elements of silliness in it, but I don't think they're kind of deliberate.
That's just because they didn't want to make
They didn't want to
do
body
a
armor.
version of the model without body armor on it.
Yeah.
So they could have made it like a knitted vest, like a Cosby sweater.
They could have. But no, he walks around body armor.
It's still a fine-piece garment. He didn't ruin the sweater vest. The sweater vest is forever.
Yeah. The missions have been pretty varied as well. There was one big open world map where I was going around investigating stuff, actually going to crime scenes. The crime scenes have
How did you
evidence.
investigate crime scenes?
You point a camera at things, and then it will give you clues, but you don't ever put together. So it's they get you to find stuff in the environment, but you don't really
is it
do anything
better
with
or
them.
worse than LA Noir's terrible
Probably about the same.
system?
About the
Let's
same.
walk around until something vibrates.
Actually,
and this time rotate the piece. Let's rotate.
It's actually pretty much what it is.
A clue.
So in Bloodline, is it Bloodline? Yeah.
Hardline. Yeah.
Battlefield Bloodline would be awesome.
So you're not meant to shoot people? Is that
No,
what you're
you
saying?
can.
You used to say it's morally
Well,
weird.
I don't want to. I want to try and
Okay.
be the good cop, and I want to take people down properly. And so the stealth is it's really good stealth. I really like it. It's quite forgiving. I've got a good amount of
it's
information.
casuals,
It basically it reminds me a lot of Metal Gear Solid 1, how the stealth works, where you've got kind of an overhead. So here we've got a video of the stealth as well, and so you can distract guards really easily. You kind of throw a thing, they'll go over you. There's a radar in the bottom left that's obfuscated at the moment.
Are you gonna flash your badge?
Flash my badge, go up, and then I'm going to arrest him. And I try to take down properly as many people as I can. The weird thing is that while you're doing this, you unlock guns. So I take someone down legitimately. It's oh, you've unlocked a shotgun.
So he's pocketing
It was like a bazooka or like a Tommy gun.
Yeah,
oh,
this isn't what I'm after, guys. I'm trying to do this right.
When you just leave someone tied up on the ground, do they try to do the worm and wiggle away?
No, but they can get found. So this is where it's got similarities to Metal Gear. If someone sees a body, they'll walk up and investigate. So you got to be a little careful about it.
Can you drag the body?
Here, no, actually you can't. It'd be good if you could, but no, you got to leave the bodies. So it's a bit get both of them
double
freeze,
flash,
and then you can see a timer. It's I got to get up and take him down, and my partner comes and helps me.
Flash.
That part I really enjoyed. I really liked that part.
Yeah.
When it wasn't being buggy, because I had a few.
She's a competent female officer, though. We have to give her that.
Yeah, she does a good job.
Yeah.
No, that character's pretty good. There's.
How buggy?
I had to reload the game a couple of times.
Really?
How
Yeah.
many times?
2. A
Ooh.
couple.
This is just during the tutorial.
Joke. There was one time where I was trying to get through a door and I got shot while trying to open the door, and then I couldn't open the door. So it's like it triggered the yes, you're opening the door. The gun interrupted me, and it's like, no, you can't open the door.
You couldn't open the door because it was ajar.
No, it wasn't ajar. That was the problem. But I could hear what was going on the other side. So that was busted. Another time it got busted was when I was out on my hovercraft going around the swamp.
Oh!
And I got off the hovercraft and I couldn't get back into it. Like, it's just like, nope, can't do that. So yeah. So
did you try circling around it, constantly pushing the get in button?
I did an awful lot.
How long?
For like 5 minutes. I really wanted to get.
On, game. Come on, game. Don't make me redo that 3 minutes of gameplay.
Yeah,
I'm going to spend 5 minutes just pushing against the wall.
That's sunk cost fallacy, man.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So that's the single player part. I actually really enjoy it.
Okay.
I have a lot of fun with it, even if like the violence is a bit unsettling at times. The fact it lets me do it quiet and it works pretty well, I like. So that's fun. I also gave the multiplayer a go.
How'd that go?
This is where it gets even weirder, because when it's being Battlefield, it kind of sucks, because it's like why are cops fighting police in a big urban environment? When it's in the special hotwire mode where the capture points become cars, then it becomes awesome.
Oh,
okay.
Yes.
So this is where you have to jump in a car, and you have to be moving fast. You can't be in a car stationary. You don't capture it unless you're moving. So you need to drive around the environment while holding the car, which means people try to take you down in cars.
Yeah.
So you end up with car chases and helicopters coming out, and people can lean out the side of the car, which is what I'm doing now. Trying to shoot people to keep them off you. This guy's a bit incompetent.
And there's no damage bottle or anything.
And this is really fun. You're just watching the kind of stuff that happens. I'm getting attacked by helicopters.
Are you driving and shooting?
No, I'm not driving.
Okay.
Someone else is driving.
He's just a
just
riding shotgun with an assault rifle. That's wrong.
Yeah, when they really leverage the cops and robbers stuff, it's super fun. There's another mode which is basically capture the flag, where you need to go steal money from someone else's vault, and the cops need to get it back. But but it's cool. You've got to get in, you got to get to the van, you got to get the money out, get it back, and
the thing is, but that's where it doesn't work as a theme. Ooh. Because why are cops stealing the money?
No,
back?
They're getting it back. So
it's still just cops don't go and go, oh, the cops go, let's just pick up some duffel bags and move them. I remember because that mode was the beta, and I was just like, this is stupid.
Well, the bit you're watching just there, I was playing police there.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Okay.
Why the cops
trying to
control
no
vehicles.
Sense,
yeah, but it feels like a cop and robber thing. It still feels fun.
I don't know, I'm not saying they don't feel fun.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that the theme is wasted.
Yeah. I think when you're in conquest mode, then it's super wasted. Because conquest is a traditional battlefield. You are just trying to hold the points, and why?
I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's fun. I do like the different theming. I'm kind of over military, but it doesn't really fit the fact you're a cop.
Okay.
Yeah. I really enjoy it though.
6 out of 10.
No, it's fun.
11 out of 10.
I'm gonna give it a solid 8.
We do reviews
8.
now.
Yeah.
Okay, so thankfully this week, IGN Turkey got its Twitter account shut down.
What?
Because that's legit. IGN Turkey. I didn't know there was an IGN Turkey.
Why was it shut down?
Was that your acting, or is
no?
that
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Jesus, what kind of person do you think I am? Am I unable to express emotion now?
I think so. I think you've lacked the ability to genuinely express. Why, Paul? What's going on?
Tell me more.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think you're misinterpreting because I am often genuinely curious.
You might be the least genuine person I've ever met.
What? That genuinely hurts my feelings.
Yeah. Does it? I don't know.
I don't know. Does it?
I can't tell. Okay, so the legit IGN Turkey got an account shut down because they just happened to announce Far Cry Primal before anyone was supposed to.
Oh, so that's what it was.
Spaghetti.
I saw the link. I'm I'm so confused right now.
Yeah.
So
I didn't really
that's
put
a thing?
explanation to that. Yeah, Far Cry Primal is a thing. It is Far Cry in ye old times, as in not dinosaurs, prehistoric times.
Really oldie times.
Yeah, because people and dinosaurs weren't together. I always forget that. It makes me sad. So yeah, early mammoths. We're going to go for fights and saber-toothed tigers. No guns in a Far Cry game.
What?
Lots of spears and hunting with your crew. I don't know if that's supposed to be multiplayer or not, or you've just got AI companions with you, and you go and hunt and shit. This really seems to have nothing to do with Far Cry, but they said, you know what, we've got a license.
Look, I'm also no anthropologist. Did I get the term right?
You close.
Sure, why
Close?
Anthropologist.
Anthropologist? Were people this white back then? Like back at this time?
Probably not.
I don't know. I'm actually genuinely curious about that.
He's tanned.
He's tanned, yeah, but like in Africa, I don't know.
Are they in Africa though?
I
No,
don't
it's
think
like
they're in Africa.
Pangaea,
Where
where
are
it's
they?
all like one.
They'd be
continent.
mammoths were like higher.
I don't know.
They were like in
Mammoths are in colder areas.
Yeah. Like Northern
Also, remember
America
last
and
week I said dinosaurs were trendy.
Yeah, well, it's true. Like there's a lot. I think we're going to go to this whole BC sort of section.
Oh, is
of it.
this
seems to be the next
This
thing?
is the new thing.
Yeah, because space is starting to wind down.
Yep.
We're getting a little overdone with space. So
Time for mammoths.
Time for
Yeah.
saber-tooth tigers and mammoths.
Yeah.
So is this a full game or like?
Yeah, apparently it's a full
I love
title.
Far Cry, so I'm
Yeah.
keen.
So this is quite a different Far Cry, because it'll be more based on survival, I guess.
Whoa.
Which is in with the kids these days.
Yeah, kids love survival. Yeah, interesting.
I'm,
We'll see.
I'm really happy
I'll
to
play
see
it.
them investigate, a new setting.
I like this.
Like,
I like to say. I think not that long ago we were sort of complaining about not having much in the way of things in this setting, and now we're going to have too much.
Yeah.
But this one
Yeah.
will be right on the top of the way.
Yay.
What's Michel Ancel's new game? That's the. He's all BC, but I think he's got like magic and shit in it as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You can play everything. You can play a fish or you can play a god. Just those two options. Okay, here's a weird thing this week. They announced Pathologic HD. Now, Pathologic, if you've never played it, is a super, super weird game. Are they Russian? They speak Russian. It's a town that's been taken over by a plague. You have a time, like you have there for 5 days or so. It's an RPG. It's very in depth. Basically, it's also framed around being a play. So it's this really like reality, not reality. All these strange characters. It's very, very interesting. Very, very well written. It has such a fan base that it got kickstarted to do a remake. This is not that remake. They're still doing the remake. Like the remake is a full-on all assets again from the beginning. They're doing a HD re-release. But with a new translation, new voice acting, all like a whole lot of stuff fixed and done. They're doing like two versions of their
the
old
same
game,
thing.
but this one's out very soon. The other one's still years away. So really, maybe they're just trying to get more people into the idea before they release their new crazy vision.
Yeah, I mean, it might get me to go play it and
Well,
understand
make
what it
money.
is.
And Icepec Lodge is that they does because they also did Knock Knock. They did that weird. They did The Void, which is absolutely awesome. They did the one where you kick little fat babies. Cargo, that's the one.
That's a thing.
Yeah, you kick little
Oh.
fat babies.
Okay, I'll
and
Google it.
then you build build ships and stuff. They do pretty fast turnaround, but I sort of wonder, like maybe the actual remake, is actually going to be more different from the original than I originally wanted to believe. Like, because they will do weird things, they'll do whatever. So maybe just a re-envisioning of the original concept, and this is the type
Actually,
version of
like
the original.
to where it came from, out of the source.
Check it out.
Mm.
Okay, next up, just a sexy game. It's Astroneer. Because we said space was still cool at the moment, and it is still
Look
cool.
at the animation on that run.
Yeah, it's pretty
It's so
neat.
good.
Yeah, but then no, that must still be in game. It's just they've gone third person and put the camera, because you don't play the game side scrolling. This is just part of the promo here. You do play the game like this though, and holy shit, the terraforming tool so much better than picking up a block.
Take that, Minecraft.
It's going to be so much easier to make a penis with that.
So we're doing all the
Priorities.
we're doing the same penis building as we've done in every other game. Frankly, your genital options are wider than ever.
That's what she said.
So what we have another space-based survival game, exploring, crafting, building, multiplayer, but looks sexy as hell.
And well timed with The Martian.
Very well timed with the
Yeah.
Martian. Stuff like having weather effects here look absolutely awesome. But this whole terraforming the sand and being able to dig out things from the ground does look very easy to do and very fresh for the genre. And I just love this style of, like, just this deformable mesh is the world, which allows them to have, physics and it's quite plain. And then they just put rubble on it with these cubes. It's like, that's really all the
Yeah.
landscape is. It looks great.
Yeah.
It's an awesome combination of
There's
stuff.
lots of talk about it as well. Like,
Yeah.
it's all over Twitter.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, well, I
I
love
love tweeting.
I love my
Yeah.
crafty co-op games. It looks like fun. A lot of fun.
How much
Looks
fun?
cool.
A lot.
Rate the game now.
It's not what we do, Paul.
We're reviewing everything.
I'm gonna give it a pass.
This water is 9 out of 10. Okay.
Today's episode brought to you by water.
Now, best reveal of the week. Bob's Burgers.
What?
Pinball game. No, it's not a whole game. It's just a table for Pinball FX or Zen Pinball or whichever
Yeah.
version of it you play. They actually announced a bunch this week, like a Family Guy and American Dad one. But screw those, 'cause Bob's Burgers.
I'm not that big into Bob's
so
Burger.
good. Fuck you.
It's alright.
What?
I'm not that into it. It's okay.
How
It's
into
weird.
Archer are you?
Really into Archer.
Then you're an idiot.
What? Why?
Because how could you be into Archer and not into Bob's Burgers?
I don't mind it.
What about the crossover episode?
I haven't seen
There
it.
was a-
Oh no, I have seen the
what?
So
crossover
good.
episode. Yeah, I have.
So
That
good.
was pretty good.
I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, it's
I won't
good.
spoil it for you. It's very good.
Oh, okay.
It's very good.
I'm
Bob's
excited.
Burgers, it's so good. Yeah, and you don't love Gene? And
Like,
his
I don't
father?
mind it. It's
His little-
alright.
He goes. So good. Got all the good songs. Linda's my favorite.
Yes. She's no Pam.
Well, Pam is great, but I don't know.
Come on, Pam's the best.
Okay.
Pam's my favorite character in Archer.
Fuck, Marry, Kill, Pam, Linda, and what's another?
My favorite part is when Pam
this?
eats the
We
bear
need
claws.
another one. I just.
Hum, 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 hum.
She's like Winnie the Pooh.
She's so happy when she eats the
I
bear
just think
claws.
Pam is a female version of me. It's great. I just wanted to show how to talk about Bob's Burgers. I like it.
It's
They got
that's
they
a
got-
table.
They rescue
pinball.
the taffy guy from
Yeah.
the taffy factory.
Do you like Bob's
He was
Burgers?
full of gold.
I do. I
Yeah.
haven't watched all of them. Haven't watched much of Archer.
What's your favorite song in Bob's Burgers?
I don't know.
Are you going to sing one?
There's one that always pops in my head, but I can't. It's I don't know, about Eisenhower or something. Anyway, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay. Next up, I'm going to talk about another game I played this week. This game I played a long time ago as well. Super Meat Boy. Got re-released on the PS4 and the Vita. And guess what?
What?
It's Super Meat Boy.
Yep.
Whoa.
I decided I was going to go, you know what? It's just started the game for the first time here. I'm going to record it. I'm just going to try and blast through the first world. Going to do it with no deaths. I failed.
no.
That's fucked up. And it's like, oh well. And there's some levels I died plenty, especially in the warp zones. It's been years since I've played people. Don't blame me. Only things I really want to play it on the Vita. Found the screen actually a little bit small for it. A bit hard to do more complex levels. Also, holding down the run constantly on the triggers actually gave me claw hand.
Ew.
I found on the actual PS4 controller, I didn't get that problem. It was better suited for that. They need just a run all the time button.
I really want just an official gamepad
Look at me-
for
look
my
at me this
PS4.
What?
What do you mean?
No,
A
I want
controller?
I want the Wii U gamepad, like a big, comfortable,
So you
remote
mean the
screen.
Vita?
Yeah, but I want a big Vita,
Okay.
it's more comfortable.
Okay, so it's exactly the same game. One of the greatest platformers of all time, and I'll stand by that again.
Is it the
Replaying
Mario of today?
That's a weird comment, but yes.
Okay.
Why not? Let's say it's not only that, it's the Mario 3 of today.
Very specific.
Yeah, I don't know. No, Super Meat Boy is fantastic. If you've never played it before, it gets very hardcore. It's just the balance of wall sliding and jumping
James'
and just
favorite.
control you get. Yeah, you love your wall jumping. It's just, it's unparalleled in how good it is. Now, what's different? Basically nothing.
How about the
Except
music?
the music. And the music is trash.
Trash? That's
Actual
harsh.
trash?
I'm gonna say no, that's me. It is absolute trash compared to the original.
Okay.
Well,
the remake music is listenable.
Is it-
This is high
look-
praise from Caesar. This is not just me saying that I miss the old stuff. The stuff is kind of like sound-alikey,
So-
but they don't seem to understand what Danny V's music was. So instead of just making their own path and doing their own thing, they just make a really weak version of the original soundtrack. There's also a few bugs with the soundtrack as well. Like sometimes
Bugs how?
The music doesn't change in levels sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Weird. Don't remember that ever happening in the old version. Just strangeness. I mean, sorry to say to the new composers, but yeah, I really just...
Well, do they just need to do more of their own thing?
Maybe.
Make it more of their
Or
own.
maybe they... Whoever it is that needs to suck it up needs to suck it up and get over this deal. Because the original soundtrack is amazing. And this is just...
Sadness.
there. Yeah. Oh.
I'm gonna go play this now.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, it's a hardcore platformer that even I can play.
Really? I've
I'm
played
not any good
this.
at it, but it doesn't... Like, I've got a pretty low frustration tolerance when it comes to difficult games, but I can get through a good chunk of Meat Boy. I think it's mainly because of the quick restart.
Man,
Yeah.
even I was frustrated watching you play this game. It's like, God damn it, you can't get the band-aid from that direction, Paul. You've got to go to the top first. God damn it. Now you just got to go back through and get the right time. Okay, enough of that shit. It's fine, but it misses the music. So instead of a 10 out of 10, it's a 3 out of 10.
Wow,
Sweet.
man.
Yeah, that's how much the music was important to that game.
Is this a linear
Fuck you,
scale?
Team Meat, or Danny B, or both of you. I don't know.
Who's responsible for that one?
Or maybe it was someone else. Apparently, it's all about Gamergate.
Well, that's what people want it to be about.
Apparently there's like, but it's because Edmund McMillan won't take a stand.
What? It's about Gamergate because someone
I don't know.
doesn't have
Like,
an opinion
they,
on Gamergate?
They don't. No one says they're at least professional. We know there's an issue. It's one of the annoying things. It's like we know there's an issue, and it's a personal.
I'm going to
issue.
tell you what it is. It's probably going to be money.
Yeah.
Could be.
I
But the money thing also, like, they still paid for other people to do it, so there's money there. So do they not want to give him enough money? Like, I think there's more than just money.
Yeah, well, it could have
Or
been it could have
yeah.
been a bad deal, and like, someone got offended. Pretty sure, though, ethics in video game journalism, nothing to do with it.
But this has been. But Team Meat and Danny B broke a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like they haven't done the last few projects together, and they don't talk. So there's more than just money
Yeah,
going
something
on.
happened.
So maybe they kissed and they liked it too much.
Oh.
And now it's too awkward.
Heard it here first.
Yeah, too much kissing on Danny B's part. We spoke about it last week, but I just love how when either one of them posts about it, they just hate on them. Like fuck you, get over it. No one actually knows what's wrong.
Yeah.
Let's talk some Halo.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Halo 5.
It's good.
Are you a Halo girl?
I am. like
I
Halo.
am planning on getting an Xbox One to play me
Okay.
some Halo.
I bought Xbox.
Just going to escape.
Why did you break?
That chair doesn't like leaning back that hard. I think this chair is made out of like balsa wood or something. I think I just ripped this chair in half trying to escape under the table. Halo 5, my favorite.
Yay.
No, it looks fine. But
Yeah.
this week we got reveal of the Forge for Halo 5. And as far as the Forge goes, it's continued and it looks good.
Yeah.
Any comments?
We're gonna.
Did you
Looks
have a
alright.
Forge?
Like once, maybe?
The Forge had that cool mod
You
where
just
you
like make stuff, don't you? Like
Yeah.
make levels, yeah.
But they make sort of like mods as well that then turn into other games.
I've played a lot of like people's made things,
Yeah.
but never really made my own.
Mm.
Aw.
Well, they look like the new tools are powerful enough so that the people who want to make levels can make some cool stuff. Because that's what you want. You don't want the level building tools that are for everyone. Because if we learn anything
If
from
Mario Maker
Mario
does
anything,
anything.
yeah, making good content is hard, and people make a lot of crap.
Yeah, just look at James's stuff.
I like my levels.
Oh look, I just have to jump, wall jump 3
Hey,
times.
that's
I
that.
win.
I've had so many likes for that level. How many for your
Boo.
level?
Likes
None.
from idiots.
Oh! Come back, Mike. Come
What
back.
happened?
All right, I'll just. There we go. I'll gently caress it. Hold it there. Good old mic stand. And
Let's just make lots of mic noise.
oh,
Oh no, it's all broken now. James is going away.
So
You can't talk, James. You have no microphone.
We'll add subtitles.
Quick, make up for our failures. Oh God! Stop touching things. What's going on?
Just hold it.
just let me hold the goddamn mic.
Like a pop star.
Okay, hold it.
Hold on,
It's
don't-
back on. Oh, why'd you do that after I turned it back on for
How
you?
about this? There we go. I'm gonna hold it like this.
Fuck you.
Professional, all the way.
Okay,
That's what we do.
Let's see what mess we've made while we're talking here.
All right.
What were we talking about?
What were we talking about? Forge?
We're talking
Halo?
about Forge. Yeah. So having
Holy shit, you're loud now.
Oh, sorry everyone.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We were probably all screaming into the mics then anyway. It's all good.
All right, we good?
Mr. Producer's trying to fix that stand.
Okay, we're not.
Okay.
I can hold it. I'm good.
You can't hold nothing.
All right.
We were talking about Halo 5 Forge. It's good.
Yes. So making something which has enough complexity for the people who actually want to make levels is great. Like that's how you end up with some really good stuff. You don't have to worry too much about the other people that are just going to make terrible levels. So I think it's great. I think it's going to add a lot of life to that product, and we'll probably see some cool stuff.
Well, I mean, Halo 5 is okay. Nathan Fillion, the single player, and there's Alan Tudyk as well.
Really?
I think I heard that. Maybe I'm making shit up. I do it all the time. So at least there's going to be some funny voices.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a plus.
So
Nathan Fillion added a lot. to
2
Destiny.
out of 10 there.
Okay.
Yeah. They added some personality at finally
Yes,
to that
yeah.
dire product.
It's so hard.
Okay, so 2 out of 10 there.
If anyone wants to send Paul a copy of Destiny for the lols, just do it.
Okay, then we've got regular Halo multiplayer, which looks
Yes.
good. So let's add on another 2 there. So we got 4 out of 10 so far.
Yep.
We got that new Warzone, which looks pretty fucking crazy if I say so.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put 3 on for that. So it's 7 out of 10.
Do
Wow.
it if you want to minus some points. Apparently,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
got
Oh,
no.
here we go.
Apparently, it's got no like local co-op split screen.
Oh yeah. So -7 for that. So that was zero.
Because like I'm so sad about that. That was like what I did with my brother. We'd always play the campaign together.
Well, we've complained about it a few times here as well. It's just like that is what Halo is about.
Yeah.
It's about sitting there and doing a thing.
I was thinking it'd be pretty fun to play some with Cheryl, but we can play some Halo, have some fun time on couches. But no, now I have to play with Ben.
Terrible choice. Terrible life choice.
All right, we're gonna try and do
Give
this.
it a shot.
All right, let's do this. All right.
They don't know that you said let's do this because I turned down your microphone. This is the best.
I'm gonna try and do that and no.
Microphones don't normally go upside
Oh my
down.
gosh.
That's going to keep it off balance. That might
All
work.
right, okay, here we go. How are we going now?
You sound like a microphone.
I sound like a microphone. All right, I'm just
Microphone for you. Okay, goodness.
We fixed it.
Gonna... Yay!
Okay, now let's knock over yours.
Don't do that.
Okay, now a new game. Dead Star. This game looks pretty sexy to me. It is, amongst other things, a top-down space shooter. So we've got a few of those at the moment. We always like to bring out our solar winds, which no one else gets. So do you have a game frame of reference? Do you have a game that you reference with this sort of point of view space shooter?
No. But question: how
Yes.
can it be top down in space? Where is the top?
No, it's arbitrary rotation in space.
Arbitrary rotation.
It doesn't have quite the same ring to it, but that is a very good point.
Flat plane in space.
Plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about fat plane?
No.
PH.
Oh,
fat.
with a P, it can be 4
Okay.
instead of an A.
So, 10 versus 10 multiplayer,
Whoa.
which pretty cool. Procedurally generated levels. It just... what was the... We had a Kickstarter one a while ago. that was-
Yes, which it did remind me of, which I pledged for. Keep talking. I'll
Yeah,
find
yeah,
it,
yeah.
because I
Well,
do want to
research
mention
on the
it,
show.
because it
But-
was pretty good.
Yeah, they were good guys. Remember, one of them was Enrique.
Mm.
Yeah. So I remember nothing about the game except one of their names because it was 2 brothers. But the game looks very sexy.
It
I think
does.
it's cool. But I'm just looking forward to the idea of having just like squads of this huge amount of ships that you can play. And because of the point of view and the level of fidelity, they can make a lot of that sort of content. Plus it's space, so most of the background is just black with little bits of white in it. So thanks for that space. But when they've got things like big ships and everything that you're taking on with your friends and groups of people, that just seems pretty fun to me. It's like it seems to be twin stick controls.
Yeah,
'cause you
it
seem to be able to
does
shoot
look
in
like
any
that.
direction. It just seems like I don't have a frame of reference for playing this kind of game with a group of people, putting together a squad and like,
Ships look cool.
Yeah, a lot of, it's our Ring Runner.
Zebra print.
Ring
was the
Runner.
name of the one we're looking at, yeah.
That's right. That's a good game. Have you played Ring Runner?
I have not.
It's a good
nor
game.
heard of it.
It was Kickstarted. Oh, haven't you heard of a small Kickstarter
sorry.
game? Oh, what's wrong with you? Anytime someone says Kickstarter's ever finished, say, what about Ring Runner? Take that. Yeah, I like it.
You know what it looks like? James would know. Don Kirkland's game.
Oh, Space,
art style,
Space
kinda.
Squad, Star Rescue.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it's got a bit of a effect to it.
Remember when you were going to do that Dogs in Space game, but you kept telling me it had nothing to do with Dogs in Space, but I insisted that you put some dogs in it? It's a good game. That's a good game. Never finished it, because you didn't put enough
No,
dogs.
alright, I'm sorry, I'll get more
Okay.
dogs in it.
So a nice little touch about a while ago there was a HD remake of Shenmue being made by a fan. It wasn't like it was probably never going to be finished because it was just a guy working on it, but it looked really really impressive. He's done excellent work putting it together. It was great. It was high level modern production values, but Shenmue. They just hired him for Shenmue 3.
Nice.
Oh.
See, that's what
Score.
That's what good companies do. When like
No,
the
you
fans
send
doing
you send the C&D, and you're like, no, you got to stop all that nurturing that talent.
Yeah. I mean, because the amount of times that especially Sega, but especially Nintendo, but especially Sega, will shut down like. Remember that Chrono Trigger thing that was being made?
Did you ever see the Chrono Trigger remake?
I did
Some
not.
fans were doing this absolutely gorgeous remake of Chrono Trigger. It looked beautiful.
Yeah.
And they got quite a fair way through it.
No, they didn't. It was just a bunch of scenes.
Okay, we'll go through a bunch of scenes.
They
at
basically
least.
just done the art for it.
Yeah,
a bunch
and
of
then
scenes,
they're like, nope, all about the nope drain, no Chrono Trigger for anyone.
We
sadness.
we might want to re-release this someday. It's like,
Then they didn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
pretty
they did
risky, though.
They did the DS version.
Yeah,
You like that? See, you're wrong already.
but they didn't do like a remaster.
No,
of
they
it.
didn't.
No.
Chrono Trigger's a good game. Have you played through Chrono Trigger?
I haven't.
See,
okay.
not the exact same gaming experience as us, therefore characterful.
No, Chrono Trigger is amazing.
I've heard of it.
Okay.
Is it
Like-
console? Wait, I can't even think of it, but I've
SNES.
definitely heard of it.
It's
SNES.
was re-released
I
on
never
a
had
lot
a SNES.
of things. I think it's even on iPhone now.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
where I saw it. Maybe I'll play it.
Yeah, you should.
Don't
Okay.
play it on iPhone.
No.
Have you got a DS or a 3DS?
I have a DS collecting dust.
Done.
Yeah.
There you go.
3DS.
Better than DS.
Alright.
That's the place to play.
Or borrow it from us.
Okay.
Borrow from
Done.
James. In case you lose it, I don't want
Yeah.
mine gone. Good
The
game.
respect you have for my things is amazing.
Yeah. Well, your things aren't mine. Okay, one thing, I was talking to Anais before the show, so I'm directing this straight towards you, James.
All right.
Who's talking to people in the chat and not engaging with people right here in the room with
I'm
you.
talking to our lovely fans.
Fan.
There's
There's three,
There's
two,
three.
three, something like that. I also, I like it. I've just got the headphones can stay. We were talking for sure about collector's editions.
Yes.
Do you buy collector's editions?
It depends on the game.
Yes, you do. Because oh, no, sorry, you didn't say no. Shit.
So
I just want to prove it wrong at all.
so one of the things that I'm a complete sucker for is launch cosmetics.
Like in game. I think we talked about this. Yeah.
So if a game
The most worthless of all things.
No, because if there's if I have a cool title, I'm going to use the word cool very loosely, in an MMO, that means years later, I've got like the founder title, and I'm cool because of it. It's a little bit like when you sold your Max hat from Steam. I wouldn't have sold that bad boy because it's like, all right, this is me.
I got $80 US.
Which at the moment is like
Whoa.
500 Australian dollars. No, I actually quite like the idea that something can be released in the game that's cosmetic. I don't want it to be anything more than cosmetic. That will allow someone to say, yes, I was here at the beginning, or like some kind of prestige associated
What about
with
a
it.
cloth map?
I'm a bit over that. I'm a bit over like physical things.
Oh.
I just want the cool speeder, or like the cool
But
title,
you're potentially
or the cool hat.
paying like a lot more for something digital that's not like.
Yeah, but it's like an investment for
tangible.
for the future.
But you
No.
can't sell it.
In
You
the
can't.
future, you can't access it because the server's gone.
No, like shipping to the server still goes.
But
But
that's a stupid thing to assume because none of this shit will be working in 8 years.
Destiny will be.
No, it won't.
In eight
I
years' time.
I guarantee fucking
You reckon
to you,
8 years?
8 years, Destiny 1, you will not be loading up and you will not be playing your fucking speed.
All right, World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft
And look,
is an exception to the rule.
When I say invest for the future, I mean for like the lifetime of the product. For as much as I care to be involved in that thing.
I got my Duke Nukem Forever shit forever.
Yeah, I don't need it forever.
Lisa tried to throw out my pack of cards the other day. I was like, nah, I need those. I need those. I need that fucking betting poker chip.
What are the collectibles that you've hung on to?
Well, nothing really. Like, they're all kind of crappy. Like, that's sort of my dilemma.
What's the crappiest collectible you have?
I don't know. Like, I think the Last of Us one was really weird. I got like this like wallet pack thing.
I was just thinking it was just like a sad letter of someone that's dead. It's like, oh, hey. Sorry.
Yeah, like PlayStation stickers and stuff,
Yeah.
and like it was a weird wallet thing, and I'm like, what am I gonna do with this?
Keep your money in it.
But it was like a big like one that you'd keep other things in. I don't know.
Keep other wallets in it.
Oh,
They can have
yeah,
Keep the memories of your dead partner in it.
could be. But I guess
It's Last of Us. She dies.
Who? What? I didn't finish Last of
Spoiler.
Us.
There's a beginning. I don't have the beginning of the
we did
game.
need a
of it.
spoiler alert.
Ah.
You ruined it.
Honestly. Some people not understanding exactly what I mean at every moment of the day. Okay.
But
yeah.
with collectors,
Yeah.
there's none that I really feel like are valuable massively. I don't know. What are your...
I think when
Space
it's
Quest 4, that's super valuable. That's awesome.
like
what did you
actually
get?
valuable, like money, because I got that box.
Yeah,
sitting
we
there.
got that box. They're old big games that used to have like built-in magazines and they used to have feelies.
Feelies?
Feelies,
Can
yeah.
you
yeah.
define
I
what
think
a
I
feelie
think-
is?
Was Feelies begun? Was that Hitchhikers that Feelies was first coined?
I'm not sure.
It was around that. There was
Yeah.
originally with Text Adventures because Text Adventures had nothing, so they just have a bunch of shit with it.
Ah.
So it's like, oh, here's, well, magazines were always an easy one, but they have like 3D glasses and they have just a bit of like fake money or something in there. It just had a bunch of stuff that came with the game, and that continued for a long time into the 90s with adventure games. They used to have them. Sort
Sometimes
That's
they'd
kinda
even
cool.
incorporated into the game. Like,
Yeah,
I remember
yeah,
I
yeah.
had Murder in Orbit, I think it was called, and it had a bunch of props that came in the game which you'd actually use to solve puzzles.
That's cool.
Mm.
So games should do that now.
Yeah, well, when games came back in giant boxes,
Yeah.
then yeah, they could fit a lot of stuff in there.
But now you just have servers that will be gone in 8 years.
See, I don't mind. Like if it's a game which one of the reasons I play it is to show off, and like say Destiny is one of those games.
What
or an MMO
about
is a
any game that is single player and has a server?
that has a server?
Yes.
Then I probably if it is not in a social context, I don't care about collectors. Is the answer to the question. If it's in a social context and I can show to someone that yes, I have a bit of prestige, then it has value to me. You're looking at me with disgust. Or is
Would you
that-
buy,
Yeah.
like, outside of in-game content, what about figurines and stuff? Like, I'm tossing up, I want the Halo 5, like, $330
Who
thing.
needs figurines when you have amiibo?
I do less of that now,
Yeah.
because I just don't like stuff as much. My exception to that is I like Metal Gear stuff.
And Blizzard
Did you get the
stuff.
claw?
And Blizzard stuff's alright.
The hand?
I know I didn't get the hand.
that was
No,
cool.
I was kind of broke at the time.
If you had the claw, we could give it to Mr. Producer so
It'd
he
be
could
this.
touch you during the show.
Yeah.
It'd be great. Yeah, I don't buy physical very much. I bought Duke Nukem Forever twice.
Really?
Yep. I bought it on PC, just digitally, and I bought the collectors on Xbox just because I wanted a physical version
Alright,
of things.
I got a question.
Yeah.
What is the game you have bought the most? Like you mentioned twice there, but have you gone further?
Buying games.
Like how many times have you re-bought
I
the
think
same
Limbo.
game? How many times you bought it?
Yeah,
I
but
think
they give it
3
away.
times.
Limbo comes in everything. They give it away in when you buy a
Yeah.
bus ticket.
It was before they started giving it away. I at least bought it twice.
Because I've got games that I had bought on Steam and they were in a humble bundle, sometimes in multiple humble bundles. They might have been on Desura as well, and then they might have been on GOG, and I somehow acquired them on all services
Yeah.
through some means or another. And then I might have had the console version of it.
I bought Last of Us twice.
Yeah.
Because I'm a chump and bought the fancy version on the PS4, whatever
Nice.
it's called.
I have my sealed copy of Giant Citizens Kabuto, which is constantly appreciated in value.
by Paul.
Yeah, remember I bought it because it had been reduced to $3 and I felt sad for it. It's like, I was on this game. Here we go.
So I have bought I think 3 times Dark Souls 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Why 3?
Okay, so I bought it on PS3, then bought it on PC, and bought it on PS4.
Oh.
We needed a few copies of Dark Souls in the house. But Dark Souls 1 I bought 3 times as well. I got it on
Did you finish
PS3.
it at all?
No, I got quite a way through it.
He's
but
not good at them.
I'm not very good at them. Well, for me, it's like a couple game. Like, it's actually something that I play with Cheryl.
It's a triple game.
Yeah, so, well...
It's
like,
a threesome game
It's a
for you.
threesome game.
Oh, beautiful.
I'm trying to think what else I've bought a lot of. I think it's mainly Dark Souls. Dark Souls I've bought a number of times, and I've only bought...
Oh, I know what I bought the most.
What?
I bought World of Goo the most.
Yeah.
Because one time I bought like 40 copies of it just to give to people. Like if you said hello to me online for a few years, I was just like, here's a copy of World of Goo. Here you go, World of Goo. Have World of Goo.
Why World of Goo?
Because it's fucking amazing.
It's pretty cool.
It's so good.
Is it 40 purchases amazing?
Yes. I wanted to spread the joy.
We've had from chat. Amy said that she has bought many Pokemon games. I don't know if it counts. If it's okay, this is more common on Pokemon because
they're all the same.
Because
so
if they're all the same, like is it that different buying Sapphire versus buying Diamond?
If you buy because the red and blue and then yellow, which was like a combination.
Yeah.
So it's basically the same game 3 times. Well, one of them is the 2 games together. So if you did it all 3, you're a chump.
Or you really like Pokemon.
Ah.
Just a chump. Paul says it.
Pokey chump.
Imagine if the next Pokemon game went Skylanders route.
Oh, that's like
no, that
possible.
they don't want to. I don't think they want to touch that formula. Like
Yeah, but it's like amiibos. Like they're into that.
But like 100, how many fucking Pokemon are
You
there?
don't-
Well, they have as many as they want at the next one.
You got to collect them all, man.
Yeah,
I think the
you
best
have
thing
to.
about that, the best thing would be they would totally have to rein back the number of Pokemon
Yeah.
back to like
No.
It
150.
used to be like the original.
I think it was
I'd be
150
into that.
to start
yeah.
off. Yeah, like can we have a sensible number of Pokemon again, please?
That I know the names
And,
of.
actually, what if they combined? You know, there's that new Pokemon game coming out for mobile.
Yeah.
So
No.
what if they somehow combined the two? So you actually had to go out and find Pokemon in the real world, and then you
Yes.
bring them into your game. That'd be the best.
The
I would do
geolocation
that.
is just a shop.
And you catch it by giving it money.
There's still a chance to get it though. It's like you got to buy like the Master Ball, otherwise you might not get that thing.
Apparently, there are 700 plus Pokemons.
700.
Pokemon.
Yep.
What? How am I going to catch
God.
them all? At what point is there too many Pokemon? 700. I think that's the point
It's a lot.
in which there are too many.
It's a lot of Pokeballs.
No.
to
Okay,
carry.
let's do some crowdfunding. First up, Indivisible. Now, Indivisible is a game by the team that brought us Skullgirls, which is the hand-drawn 2D fighter, which is pretty goddamn awesome. Although I have to say that my favorite fighter was the man, so I feel pretty bad about that. He was Big Man. Did you see him?
What? No?
So Skullgirls was just all female fighters. They made one male character, but
Yeah.
he's a big band. So he's got like a big drum on him and
Oh, a
like
big band. I'm
Yeah,
like,
he's a big
okay.
band. It's like, oh, why do I really like the design of the one?
I think you're about to be proven wrong.
Oh,
about,
maybe.
about your-
I saw Mr. Producer counting on his fingers. So I think maybe I'm an incorrect fellow. It happens. Very, very regularly, actually. But Indivisible is the team's new game. It is a side-scrolling action RPG, which then at some point also goes into sort of a team-based action. Well, it looks turn-based, but it's not. It's they actually, I might bring it up here. They talk about it being similar to another game which I have not played, which is always a good comparison to make towards me. Oh, good, and it's not in English there. The combat they are likened to. Man, I wish someone else would fill in while I look at things, but I just talk too much. Don't I? Here we go.
We're too
here we
reliant
go.
on the fact you talk so much, man.
I do. I talk a lot. The Valkyria profile. So when you go into sort of this team-based fighting, it's your team one side. It's like
Wall climbing.
yeah, it's basically JRPG style, but each of the face buttons of the controller just controls the attack of each character. So you say, okay, I'm going to use my main character, then this backup, then this back, and you build combos out of that system.
I like this,
Attack of the
this hair
hair.
monster, which
Yeah.
is just like organs underneath it.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah, yeah.
awesome.
There's some really cool character design.
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
this.
it's like very like Japanese. Is that what it's meant to be?
Well, it's Mayan they're going for, but it's very anime style with things and everything. The only thing that I really dislike, and basically I'm going to blame Way Forward here and the DuckTales remake they did. Just the very square
Oh, how
3D
How
backgrounds.
it's actually like a 3D environment, not a 2D environment.
Oh god, man, DuckTales made me hate that style so much. It annoys me.
Well,
here.
they
Because
don't.
the animation is so good.
They don't
So
really.
good.
They don't really blend together.
No, they don't blend together.
The kind of
very
2D
well.
and 3D.
No.
If they had some
Looks
better
awesome.
shaders on it, they might. But yeah, like at least as it is now, it's like yeah, like you're watching like the clip into the wall there, and yeah, I think the floating numbers here were a big because you know the stuff I go for.
Okay, have you played Darksiders 2?
No.
Okay. So Darksiders was Zelda. Then they do Darksiders 2, and it starts in the game's a lot bigger, a lot more open, and we go up to the first enemy, and suddenly you attack it, and numbers come out of it, and so it drops some random loot. And James's reaction is...
That is the best ever.
And I'm like, they've ruined the fucking game.
We like different things, sir. Okay,
What you like is wrong.
do you prefer something adventure-y or random looty?
Would you like something that has actual cause and effect, or something that just has a random
Probably
number
cause
assigned
and
to
effect.
Oh, give me them random. That like hooks that monkey part of my brain that likes random things.
Just-
Why am I not addicted to poker machines?
Maybe you should be.
It seems like they're a thing that'd be right up my alley.
You know what? I'll be your poker machine. Just put money in me, and I'll
Random loot.
I'll flash at you.
That's not how poker machines. Oh,
That is how they work.
Yeah,
That
it
is
is how
how
they
they
work. I had to jump through like at least one hoop there. Yeah.
I like my hoops. Okay, so yes, and for once, not on Kickstarter. We're on Indiegogo for this one.
They want a lot of money.
Yes. Well, how much did they want? They want...
1.5 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah,
1.5 months.
which is the like real amount of money. Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
like this is a lot of animation that's going to be expensive, and it's a game, and $1.5 million sounds about right to me. So
You know, when you move like
I
that
know,
with the microphone,
I realized that, and I came back.
Yeah.
Yeah. But unfortunately, because Kickstarter has basically ruined the public view of what game costs, that people look at that and go, oh, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. Anyway, so if you want to back for a copy of the game there, it's $30 for the game, I think. Oh, that's with the audios as well. Maybe it's less. No. $30 looks about right. That's a big game, big team. They've done it before. We know
Yeah.
they do it. They're realistic about the money. I don't know if they're going to make it. But,
Yeah, that was more my comment than anything. Like, the art's
Yeah.
amazing.
okay. So, next up, let's talk about Forced Eternal Arenas.
This gives away all the secrets about making video games.
It is an awesome
It's a-
trailer, is it not? So, basically, Forced was a multiplayer. It was basically a Diablo-style game, but it was a sport, and it was really, really good. It used a lot of teamwork. The levels got really hard. There was puzzle solving. There was really difficult combat. The worst part was that the launch was kind of shitty netcode,
Yes.
which got over it.
This is where the trailer is awesome, because the way they contextualize this new game is that it's punching games into the Megatron.
Yes.
And this is how it works, right? Like, this is how you make a video game. You sit down and you go, I'm going to just add ability from a drop-down list.
And I like that making the game mode there is I'm going to make a rogue-like light-ish. So just throwing in all the random...
Actually, I
meaningless
like
shit
how they
with it.
white box it first. They actually do, like, all right, white box a level.
So what you're saying, this is quite realistic.
Well, at least, like, the process isn't too far from it.
Oh, it's not.
Like no, the steps involved, like, not the actual implement, like, and not how they're done. Like, yeah, you white box a level first.
And then, like, after 3 moves in, you just add, like, a special power-up.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the important stuff.
That's how it works.
You got to make sure to spend all your time on the art before you nail down those core mechanics.
Exactly. So, difference here, we have gone for basically stage-based roguelike. Basically, this is very similar to Hand of Fate in many ways.
Yeah, actually,
It's got a deck-building element where you collect cards, you build a deck, which gives you abilities and sets up the world for you. But instead of being like God of War style fighting, this is more of your top-down Diablo style, really involved, but more action. Really involved. I suppose Diablo's action.
yes, Diablo I think fits in the.
I don't know. I still just think of Diablo as slow for some reason. Just because I still think of Diablo 1. I contextualize all my Diablo thoughts in thoughts of Diablo 1. So the only thing I don't really like about this pitch is that the randomized levels look just really random boring at the moment. It's like, oh yeah, here's a square and some stuff has been placed on it. Aside from that, being able to bring in all these random cards, like basically every time that you're doing a setup of the next stage, the next level, you'll be having different abilities and different setups, and it has that whole roguelike thing of anything can go on and builds. You can experiment with builds.
Yeah, and
all
things
day
things
long.
can break, and that's okay.
Yeah, breaking is cool. One of the things that was interesting, though, when I was saying that Forced was basically multiplayer only game, you could play it solo, but it was terrible. Well, not terrible. It's just it wasn't.
It wasn't what it was
that way.
for.
Yeah, this is primarily a single player experience. They say that they, have some ideas for multiplayer, but it's not included in this. Like the initial production, even if they make lots of money, it's not going to be the initial release. Maybe there'll be a later release later. They've got the game.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah, yeah, they've got some really adorable.
It's a big change going from a multiplayer focused game to this kind of roguelike, kind of single player
Aw.
focused.
Yeah, basically they've got the trailer just shows a shitload of content, and then they just say, "Hey, we ran out of money."
Well, that's because every time they had a feature, it actually brings down the money bar.
Yeah.
That's clever.
Yeah, it's a really clever little pitch they did, and it's the kind of pitch I like because it just shows the game. Shows what it is, lets it build up, you get a good idea of what it's going to be. The game in itself is in a state where it's playable, you can certainly see that it's very mature at this point. They just want to finish it, and that's fine. The original Force was crowdfunded as well, so they've done a Kickstarter before, they could do it. Hey, I think it looks great. I'd give it money if I had money, which I don't because I just moved.
Not being multiplayer kind of hurts it for me.
Did you play Forced?
Yeah, but very different game. For this kind of game.
No. It's the same sort of game.
Well, one's more of an action RPG, and one's more of a puzzle game. Force was pretty much a puzzle game, right?
Force isn't a puzzle game.
Oh, well, okay. I remember it as a puzzle game.
Well, you didn't play Force then, boy.
I played some of it.
Yeah, so I'm saying either way, it's not for you.
Figure
you
out
suck.
how to move some orb around or something.
No, they had different kinds of levels.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So you played the puzzle level.
Yes.
Anyway, if you want to back for a copy of the game, it's $14 US, and I would pay that, maybe even 15.
But not 16.
No.
Too
sir.
far. Too far.
Too much. Next up, Fat Mask. So, riding on our love of local multiplayer games.
Yeah, couch multiplayer games.
Yeah, this is... They like to throw the word Towerfall in there, not because it's anything like Towerfall, but because it's fun, and they say, hey, if it's local multiplayer and it's fun, we better compare it to Towerfall. The idea here is actually a mixture of a puzzle game and a fighting game like Towerfall. Oh, I did it myself! Where you actually get points by making blocks of colour. So you have to run around, pick up a block, throw it into like blocks, and whoever is the last person to have thrown into that collection, it then says like a timer countdown, and if it gets to the end, you get that point. And it turns into a monster, and then that monster can be used as an actual boost. So you get, if you run over it, you get a speed boost or something like that. So they start adding gameplay variation to like that. So it's just points based. So I don't know if you get actual points for killing people or if you can or not. But either way, it looks crazy. It looks clean.
Yeah. Who's making it?
Some people.
Did you say local?
I didn't say local.
No,
I
no,
imagine that.
I don't think it's local. I don't think it's in a Brisbane team.
Yeah, somewhere. People called games.
I don't quite get the name of the game.
Oh, Montreal. No, not local.
What's it to get?
Fat Mask?
Fat Mask.
I don't get it.
Yeah, when you said it, I'm like, oh, I don't think I looked at this one. And then I'm like, oh, I
Yeah.
did look at it. Didn't.
I get Towerfall. I mean, a tower and falling.
Don't really.
You do.
You can fall out.
Yeah.
You can wear a fat mask in this game.
Can you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It should be.
I don't know. I
PH.
don't know if it really kind of encapsulates that core mechanic. I'm a bit confused.
Yeah, it should have like Tetris block kind of vibes
There we go.
or something.
Tetris game.
Something.
But on the art here, you can see one of their underpants.
It's not a mask.
That's a type of mask. It's a mask for your genitals.
That's true. That's very true.
If you wanted to back for a copy of that game, at the moment you can do it for $12 US, and then it's going to back up to 15 once the early birds have gone.
Looks like a lot of fun.
Maybe. Okay. You want to get ready for the quickest Kickstarter we're doing of the day?
All right, go for it, man. Go, go.
Memoranda. It's a point-and-click adventure game. Looks pretty. Anyone else have any comments?
That's all I know
Do
about it.
you want a pretty point-and-click adventure game? Then this is the game for you.
This is a man who might have lost his wife. Look at him. He's cooking with just a singlet on. It reminds me of like the triplets of Bellevue.
I mean, it is very pretty.
It is.
Yeah.
It looks kind of depressing though. Like the music's like.
Yeah, don't you like being depressed? Don't you like to go
okay.
home, like put on like a big pot of ramen and watch like Grave of the Fireflies? Just like, and just slit your wrists.
Yeah.
It's great.
Is
My
this going to
favourite.
be an adventure game of sads?
Yeah, you play sadness.
No.
It's a goal to bring sadness to people?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh, I'm feeling so strong. Maybe if everyone was a bit sadder. Your wife's gone? What if your dog was dead? This is a good game. I don't know what this is about, but it should be about that. Is that a duck?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't see that before. I'm into this duck who polishes his books. I suppose it's dusting, but I like to think he polishes. If you wanted a pretty adventure game,
Pretty adventure game about sad
death.
people.
you can do it for $16, and we said no $16, but it's Canadian, I think. Either way, it's not something. It's not US because it says about that. Let's say Canadian. Oh no, yeah, whatever. It's not US. Good research, everyone, especially me. Okay, last up today, we've got Moonbase Alpha 2 in what I must say is the best pitch I've ever seen.
Really? You know, did it get your money? Got my money. It's like, hey, that pitch, that really sells me on
Okay,
the...
so
yeah,
Moonbase
not
Alpha
so
2
great.
is the sequel. Do you know what sequel of?
Moonbase Alpha.
That's right.
Yeah.
Why
Root.
why
I got
they
that
didn't call
one
it Moonbase Beta? I don't know. Jesus Christ, guys. You know. So the original Moonbase Alpha was kickstarted. It was done in conjunction with NASA, and it was, hey, let's try and do like a realistic-ish simulation of what it'd be to have a moon base.
Which is cool.
It was multiplayer.
Yeah, get people interested in science.
Yeah. Like you get a lot of kids educated.
Yeah, well, survival games are cool, and making it in space have been learning.
And then they put in the text-to-speech
Yes. Yeah.
technology in it. So most of the time, if you look up Moonbase Alpha, it's people singing songs or just talking shit with this text-to-speech thing. They've got really good... You can put the pitch in there.
Yeah,
So
you can actually play
like,
songs.
Oh,
and-
it's amazing. So people just like to do some silly things in it. They give like a very quick mention to some people use the original game for silly things and then move on. They really should have embraced that element
They
of
should
it.
be owning that.
Because
Yeah.
basically, this Moonbase Alpha existed because YouTubers and people that like screwing around.
Yeah.
So now they're going to do a sequel, which is more in line with their original pitch, which isn't bad. It's
No,
not-
but the pitch itself is no good.
Oh, well, the pitch, yeah.
Like-
I can look past the actual terrible pitch. It's just like, okay, they're just not good at...
Yeah.
Also, they can't focus a camera. That's not...
Yeah.
But he can make a moon base.
I was going to make fun of them for not being able to set up mics, but after the catastrophic failure that we had, I might
We can't
let
tell.
that one slide.
No, that's alright. Its actual pitch is fine, except then you like just compared to other screwing around in space games. Like we've got Tech on Mars.
Space engineers.
Yes, but even today's the Astroneer. That I mean, that's more fantasy based. You know, we've got a lot of this now. It's like they basically the pitch is just we're going to do what we already did, but with better graphics. Yeah, I don't think it was popular because of the graphics. It's popular because of
to own the wackiness.
Take on me,
Take on me.
take me on.
God, I
Only
agree.
Okay.
All right.
So, time for Cheapskates Game Club then.
Yay.
So, this week we played Electric Highways. Did you get to play it, Anais?
I didn't. It's Windows only.
No.
I'm trying
you bastard!
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
to. I'm trying to get Windows working on my
Yeah.
Mac. It will happen.
I wonder if you could have done something to play it because it's actually made in Build, the old Duke 3D engine.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's why
And
it looks.
that's why it looks like
so
it was made
sweet.
in the Duke engine, because
So-
it is.
So, if there are two things that make me vomit, it is Build engine
Yes.
and maze games. So here is a maze game in the Build engine.
Which deliberately messes with textures and things to make it even worse. For
That's
Paul.
actually not too bad. The texture messing's not too bad. Everything else, I made it about 5 or 6 levels.
Yeah.
I'll even though you'll have more to say, James, I'll give my quick little thing because
Yep.
this is, it's very, very musically based.
Mm-hmm.
Really interesting what he's managed to do. So, for instance, even this little bit here, these little bars coming along, they don't hurt you or anything, but if you hit them, they make a musical tone, which is kind of cool. It's almost like Fract OSC, which I loved, but unlike Fract OSC, it has a point, but it doesn't have all the good stuff I like to about Fract OSC, which is the exploration. So it's really not like Fract at all, except that you're in this kind of world that seems to be making music, and it's this synthesizer and weirdness.
How do you progress?
It's amazing. So you have to go find the key, unlock a bit, move to the next. The level design is actually quite good. James liked the level design more than me. We were talking about it before the show, and he's really terrible at this level. He's navigating like an idiot. I was great at this level. If only you had my footage.
Some levels I got quite stuck on.
Yeah.
There were some with like this one where I jump around, I have no idea what I'm doing. Where the majority of the time I actually kind of got through all right.
Yeah. But what it does start to do, it actually starts to bring in like lots of random, well, not random, lots of strange elements. Like there'll be bits where you look through a window and it's almost like what's that?
Man, I spent a lot of time in this level.
Yeah.
Skip to the next one, Mr. Producer. Skip to the next one. Because one of the things I want to show is like there's quite a lot of variety.
There's a lot of variety to it, and they put the build engine in places that I don't think it was ever really made to do. Because some of it was I was trying to think of the game that what's that perspective shifting fuck everything hypercube game that makes us sick to play.
Oh god, I should know that one.
We should. It was a good game. It was Australian as well. We should know this.
It'll come to me in a second.
Hexa something?
Hexa something. Come on, chat.
This is
chat.
really bad.
Help us. Help us. It was something cube or something.
No, it wasn't.
It was in there.
Oh god, this is embarrassing.
Yes.
I can't even point of reference to Google. I can't remember.
Just run it on so bizarre.
Anyway, video game.
You talk, and I'll find it in 2Q.
Okay, all right. So this game isn't particularly long. I think it's about 45 minutes or so long. I actually really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it. A few levels I got stuck at. One of them I had to actually look up how to get through, and that was probably one of the very few times I felt the level design fell over.
Yeah.
The vast majority of the time, I had a pretty good idea of where I need to go. And given the very minimalist style of this, and like in this level in particular where it's all blue, it's difficult to draw too much attention to things. Just through the design alone, I managed to kind of find my way around. There are some places where you're walking through completely black levels.
Really?
They're completely black with like splashes of white. Because the game is unlit, there are times where he uses that to kind of create these really surreal environments where I'm kind of walking through pitch black with kind of these splashes of geometry to kind of guide myself around. And the thing is, like, I found it. Like, I actually did manage to kind of get my way around. Each of the levels was very different. Like, they all tried something different with the engine. Like, in this one, there's a lot of levitation to get around. There are some where, like, it messes with the fog and things like that. And actually, jump to the next one. Guys, let's move on. I think it's one I got stuck at.
You just don't want to see. You don't want people to judge you.
So this level I really liked.
You anyway.
This is sort of coming at the tail end of this
hey,
level.
I didn't have a stick.
Yeah.
I didn't say the stick point.
This one I really liked. Like you come at the tail end of like you're walking through all this glass, and this level starts off with you facing a glass plane and looking at the exit. And first thing you do is try to walk through it. And it's like, oh, I can't because it's a big glass plane. And then it's like, all right.
This was the level I got up to. I didn't know the stick.
I turn around and walk around, and then I kind of follow it till eventually I get this border destroyer. At which point a bunch of new barriers pop up, and I need to then go and smash my way through all these barriers to find my way back to the beginning. And those barriers let me know where I've been. So a big problem that you can have with a game with this minimalist art style is learning your way around. Yeah, there's weird things to find as well. Is learning to get around.
And there's the ghost.
Because everything looks the same.
There's this ghost that sometimes appears. It's kind of like a Studio Ghibli, almost like a Kojima style thing. Yeah. It's like, hello, ghost.
And so, it's like, all right, I can find my way through smashing it. And, like, it started off with me looking where I need to go. So I had, like, this kind of journey there, journeying back. This was, like, just one of the levels. And pretty much every level had something different to get through. And, I really enjoyed it. Like, there's one where they throw you in kind of this dark underground. And I thought, all right, this is the one where I get like, ridiculously lost. Because it's kind of mazy and it's dark and it's underground. But the levels are designed in such a way that I didn't really. I managed to kind of get around.
So just knew.
And yeah, and like it did this great job with messing with expectations as well. So the basic structure for each of these levels is there's a locked door, you find the key, get through it. That's basically what you do. And then this level where it was really dark, it was really easy to find the key. So I was like, oh, I'm kind of stressed because I'm feeling I'm going to get lost. And I was like, oh, I got the key. But once I did that, it like warped me to another place. And so now I had to kind of like, I was suddenly lost and really disorientated, but I still managed to find my way back and get through. The level we're bringing up now is the black level I was talking about.
That's cool.
Where it's like it's very dark. You've got like no real indication of kind of like shadows, but they've used the geometry so you can still kind of find your way around. And then when there's really important stuff, it's just in the right place so you can see like a splash of yellow or something to kind of find it. So you managed to take this thing, which would be, I assume would be unnavigatable, but I could actually navigate through it. Yeah, and like, basically all the levels had something like that. Like each of them had some little like quirk that impressed me. Yeah, I was super impressed with like
Antechamber.
Thank you. Now,
see,
yeah,
something cube.
We got there eventually. A chamber is a cube.
It can be.
They use some of the background props in interesting ways. Like you can see these lights and stuff which were kind of around. But then sometimes they position them like family or people or something, or they'll have one where there'll be one of a different color that's been knocked over and there's blood around it. And it's like I'm never like.
Oh, no, that's what I love. Yeah, it's in one of the early levels.
Yeah.
There's just these like white pillars that I just thought were like lampposts, and then you do something and suddenly there's these big golden pillars. And then there's just one that's lying on the ground with blood around it, with 4 of the white ones standing around it.
Yeah, but the game.
I don't know what the fuck's going on.
The game's full of stuff like that.
A pillar crime.
There is a secret I didn't manage to unlock because I played through to the end, and there was like a set of switches at the end which I needed to find all the answers for throughout the levels before it. I didn't go back and unlock them, so there is something else in there that I didn't actually get to.
You know what it is?
What is it?
Half-Life 3.
It is. I was actually playing Half-Life 3. That'd be the best. That'd be so good.
Half-Life 3 in build engine. Who would have thought that? Because original, because Source was built on...
Well, it's Quake engine, I
Quake,
think.
basically. Yeah. So that's what takes so long, so now they're moving on to build.
They can move on to the build engine.
Finally.
I like, this thing's basically a walking simulator.
It looks really cool.
Like, there's a few very minor puzzles. Like, there's a few jumping puzzles, but the jumping's generally really forgiving. Like, yes, they've added some jumping, and even if you screw it up, the levels are so small, it's not that hard to walk around and get back to where you are.
I was really just impressed with how he managed to do all this interesting... I said he, I don't know if it was a he.
I didn't have any people. I think it's some Russian. There was some typos in there, but I kind of let it go because it's like, well, not the first language.
But it just what they've done with the build engine is just crazy, because it does feel... You know, it feels like a sort of close to experimental film or something. They've done some really interesting things with it. Okay, so good. Next week, we're going to play a game that Anais can play.
Yay.
It's called Hot Date. It's a dating simulator with pugs.
Oh, I thought we were going out on a hot date.
Yeah, with pugs.
Sweet.
Yeah, you're acting again.
I'm sorry.
You're not genuine.
Now you're making me really... You're making me really self-conscious of how genuine I am.
I'm sorry. You're the most genuine man there is.
That was so ingenuine. Now it's like when you tell me I walk funny.
Oh my god!
And now I'm thinking about the way I walk.
It's the meanest thing I ever did to James. It was accurately point out how weird his run was.
And then whenever I run, I was very self-conscious.
Oh,
so now the sheer fact, the way I interact with other human beings, you've drawn attention to.
No, because I know what I did, and I apologized to you one day because I knew it was a genuine. It's like when I was going out bike riding, and there was a girl that I was very affectionate with, and she laughed at what the helmet looked like on my head, and I didn't ride again.
Aww.
I felt a bit silly. Okay, so drawing to close this fantastic episode of FMVGames, starring me. Pick of the week.
Pick of the week.
Pick of the week. Anais, do you have a pick of the week?
Well, I only played Star Wars.
Well, you can like anything we spoke about tonight.
Spoke about a lot of stuff.
We could make up something else.
No, I like Star Wars. It was good.
You like Battlefront?
Yeah, it was good.
It's good?
Impressed me.
James, what about you?
Astroneer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked that, with a close follow-up of Battlefield Hardline. Because I really enjoyed it. What are you judging me for?
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. That's what I give you. Nah, you're good. You're a good egg.
This week, I will pick Bob's Burgers Pinball.
Why? Why Bob's Burgers
You know
Pinball?
what? I really like Sam Pinball, like because like the portal board that they had. Like I really like their thin, and I've got my profile widescreen monitor, and I put the game on that.
Yep.
And it's like a proper pinball perspective. It's great. And I'm gonna play Bob's Burgers now with Linda singing songs at me.
I'll play Archer Pinball. I'm down for that.
Could happen.
It could. Like apparently, no license is lost on these people. Can you sing a song? You're doing it a little bit.
No, because it's Harry Truman. Here comes Harry Truman. There's blood on the ground. I can't remember what else that. I was thinking there's blood on the ground, but I don't think that's what it is. It's a good song.
Yeah.
It's about Harry Truman.
If anyone else has any suggestions for free games or for Cheapskate Game Club, let us know. We may do it. Maybe.
We may do all sorts of things.
We can do lots of things.
Oh, it's past 9:30. That's show optional time.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
No, I won't do it.
I know you won't.
I'll leave it on.
Because you're a pussy. Now, that brings us to the end. No, I was going to make a suggestion, but I'm going to do that after the show with just these guys. We're going to have a secret cabal.
Oh, a secret meeting?
So, that brings us to the end of this week's episode.
Yes.
Unless there's any other business to finish.
Any other business?
I'm good.
Oh, there's a Martian game, like the Martian game, which I learned about.
Oh, good, because I got like 3 messages during the time, so I'll just check those while you talk.
No, it's a game about getting messages.
Yeah.
So in the Martian
relevant.
game, oh, you.
Wait, no. That's what I wanted the movie to be. I wanted the movie to come in like installments,
So if anyone's, it's you getting messages from Mark Watney, and like you actually communicate with him, like you're an employee from NASA.
Is that like Lifeform? Is it going to be like that?
I'm not sure. I haven't played that one. It might be, but it's actually time based. So like Watney will go away, and then he'll 5 minutes later it's like, hey, I screwed up, and the writing is very good. Like the writing is like you'd expect out of Watney. So check it out, The Martian.
What was the game you said? Lifeform?
I think that's its name. It's on iOS. It was on the Wash. And it came out on the Watch.
It could be similar.
Maybe it's
Well,
not
actually, it has
I remember its name.
Watch support as well.
Oh.
So it has Apple Watch support, so you can get notifications.
In case you're I'm going to go there. In case you're a giant wanker. There we go. Everyone with an Apple Watch, I just ostracized you.
I'd get one if they're cheaper.
I had one and I sold it. Lifeline. That one.
Look, I'll stand by it. Any watch that doesn't stay awake as long as I do is not a watch.
You get a Pebble Time.
Does it last longer than 17 hours?
Yes.
Then it's great.
Today's episode brought to you by Apple.
By Apple Watch. There's actually a story about how because a bunch of games are being removed from iOS at the moment because they're not compatible with the new version, so they get taken down. And even if you have previously purchased it, you can't download it again. And it was thought that there was a policy that these games were just never downloadable again. And they seem to be reversing some of it. So it was a non-story.
Okay, good. Because I read that.
Blew up and it was all drama.
Because I think one of the things they pulled was Monkey Island. Monkey Island 2.
Yeah.
I think
and then Bioshock.
Bioshock as well, was it?
Yeah.
And because I've got some old... There were some DOS emulators that slipped through. So there was a while where stuff could get through, which was technically banned. And one of them was DOSBox, basically, for Apple. And I got it.
As long as you got it on your account, baby.
Yeah, so I was worried that I'd be losing access to my old hacked version of DOSBox, which probably doesn't work anyway. Like on the modern ones,
it won't work
probably
on the
doesn't
modern
work.
iOS. Yeah.
And turns out I don't want to play Dune 2 on a crappy touchscreen. Turns out.
Who'd have thought it? Yeah. Me. Okay. Sorry. I'm very loopy today. Thank you for watching FMV Games.
Or listening.
Or listening, yeah, because I sometimes remember to push out the podcast. I only missed 1 week.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
That's right.
I'm sorry. You can catch us on streamlive.tv. James and I are at 8.5-bit, and Anais maybe will be one day. We haven't done anything formal. She's here enough now. She seems like standard.
It's tag along.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm going to go through all the old artwork and just repaint Ben.
Edit history.
Purple.
There are so many people that don't know Ben that listen to the show.
We'll never get Ben.
What I recommend, go back and listen to some of our back catalogue, because then you'll...
Go back and listen to some of the top 5s.
Let's go back and listen to the top 5s, because those things are more timeless.
Do you have a top 5?
Yeah,
we did a top 5 every week.
Ah.
We have done something like 100 and something top 5s.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a lot of them. So if you want to understand Ben, go back and listen to the top 5 things we did today.
Why do they want to understand? They don't even know who he is. They just know that he's crazy.
But you get to appreciate his craziness.
What?
And then Paul gets angry.
Oh, I get
And
very angry.
you want to listen to Paul getting angry. Oh Lord. Some of the fights.
Now I want
He's
to
just
listen
wrong
to
so much. He doesn't understand how wrong he is.
Amy says Ben was cool.
Ben had his moments. Okay, I've been Paul.
I've been James.
I've been an A.
See, they had the order anyway, but still pointed. I like to feel like I'm in control. We'll see you all next week.
Thanks everyone.
Bye.
Hello, future.